Why are you cooking your fingers? Why'd you give me that face? You gonna feed them to me or something?
Yes.
Welcome back to the Shaken Not Scared podcast. Here with you as always, your hosts Erick and Vivi. Today we're going to be talking about the 2009 film Zombieland, directed by Ruben Fleischer. But before we get into that, how are you, Vivi, and your metal nails?
Yeah, I feel like salad fingers. Did you ever see those?
No.
He's got like spoon fingers. It's spoon fingers. That would make more sense.
What is that?
A super old YouTube video. Look it up.
Oh, really?
You know this.
I was thinking of, do you remember Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the second one, When Nature Calls? And he's got the banana fingers. And he's eating guano with the banana fingers. Yeah. That's
Well,
what
no.
you look like. But with foil. What did you say it was called? Salad fingers?
I think it's called salad fingers, but he's got spoons on his hands.
Oh, the creepy dude.
Yeah.
Ah.
I've had acrylic nails on for like the last month, so I'm trying to like soak them off. I'm not just sitting here with like weird, well, they are weird things on my hand, but there's a reason for it.
Instead of tinfoil hat, you've got tinfoil fingers.
To protect my conspiracy fingers.
What was that movie called? The Others? No, that's
Signs?
The Ghost. Signs, yeah. With
Oh
Mel
my god,
Gibson.
I want to see that. I never watched it as a kid, but I remember it being like made fun of for being bad.
I remember being a kid and liking it. I was like, oh my god, it's so scary. Aliens.
We should do an alien month.
Yeah.
We've gotten completely off track. I'm fine. I just have creepy fingers. How are you?
Doing okay. It was your birthday 2 days ago. By the time that we post this, we'll have already celebrated it. But yeah, and we can't even talk about how fun it was because it's not that day yet. We have a couple of things planned out, like our Sleepy Hollow visit. That's going to be fun. That's this Friday.
Yeah, it is.
Are you excited?
I am always excited to drink.
We don't even know what to expect. They're going to give us cocktails that are themed, and then places supposed to be super themed.
Which sounds like our jam.
We were watching Treehouse of Horror while eating burgers, and the Headless Horseman comes
Came
up.
out.
And you were like, some people don't think that's a horror. And I was like, really? It's like as horror as it can be. There's literally a Headless Horseman in it.
It's pretty good. I like that movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but
I feel like that's just the tagline of this show. We
Yeah.
haven't seen it since we were kids.
I haven't felt the trauma since I was a child, okay?
I need to relive it.
Somebody was surprised that we haven't seen all the sequels. Did you see that on Twitter?
Yes, I think it was least favorite scary movie.
Yeah, they were like,
haven't seen
oh
this?
my god, and we associated ourselves with you?
Trash. You call yourselves real horror fans.
Yes.
Because we want to watch them.
It's gonna be fun. Can't wait.
Yeah.
But happy birthday.
Thank
I love
you.
How old are you now?
I'm turning 28,
Yeah.
and I still feel like a child, so there's that.
She says with her tinful of fingers in her graphic tee,
In my graphic
in
t-shirt,
her pink chair.
in my pajamas, thriving as an adult, clearly.
Cool. Well, what creepy content do you got?
We only have one thing, I think, for creepy content.
And by the time this episode comes out, it'll have already been past the 2-week spoiler period. But if you don't want spoilers, the movie is Malignant.
Yeah, it will already be irrelevant by the time we get to talking about it.
They're gonna be talking about something else completely.
Yeah, because we are always behind.
That's fine.
I have a zit in my eyebrow. I hate those so much because you can't pick at it because your eyebrow hair is there.
As long as a worm doesn't start coming out of it. Have you seen that? Pimple horror? Have you seen that? Like, there's people who really are into just watching people pop pimples, but there's
I'm
also
one of
like
those people.
horror where it's like they pop the pimple and there's like a worm that comes out of it, and it's like,
Squiggly? Yeah, no, that's still bacteria. It just comes out looking
oh
like
no,
a
no, I'm
worm.
not talking about that. I'm saying
Like a
that,
legit
a
worm.
legit worm comes out the pimple. Yeah.
No, that's just not okay. That is something. You got some sort of infection going on there.
Do you want me to give you a reason to hate sushi?
Oh, because of parasites and stuff?
Yeah. Have you seen the one where the guy's like got a parasite in his eyeball and the doctors have to pull it out of his eye, and it's because he ate like so much sushi, so it was coming into his eyes from his brain, and his brain had a ton of maggots and stuff. Fucked. Anyway, sushi's amazing. Go eat some right now.
Right. But Malignant.
What'd you think?
I did not know what to expect at all. I didn't know anything about this movie till we turned it on, other than it was James Wan.
I didn't even know that.
It started out pretty good. I had like high hopes for it, and then
It was definitely a James Wan film.
stylistically, yes. The more it went on, the more it lost me, and the less I liked it.
That's funny because a lot of people on Twitter say the opposite. People were like, the beginning was slow, whatever, and then everyone's like blown away by the final act. I don't think I was blown away.
I was not blown away.
It was definitely a lot more horrifying than any other horror film we've seen in a while, where you just get a shit ton of very gory kills.
Gore.
That, I think, was like, whoa, that's crazy. And I did think that it was creepy that the character contorts. You said that it kind of took you out of this, the CGI for this type of
Yeah.
style, but the character can walk walk back and forth. It's almost like it's two people in one, but the bones shift and move, and you never know which direction it's actually facing because it moves in both ways. But yeah, you're right. The animation for it seemed like claymation, you said. And
It
I was
did
like,
at some point, and it took me out of it. What also bothered me, and like you pointed out as well, there's an end scene where the bad guy is revealed. He literally takes out an entire precinct of police, and all of them are shooting at this one person and cannot kill it.
Every single person in this whole station sucks at shooting. So we can shoot innocent people in the streets, but you can't shoot this
dead
person.
On, but you miss the clearly evil villain in this film. It was just like, this would not happen.
I was making too many references to other things that probably weren't good about this movie.
Yeah, we're
like at the end where he gets trapped like Kurama from Naruto, if you guys are familiar with the Nine-Tailed Fox.
We kept saying that the police were stormtroopers.
The villain was Voldemort.
It was. It literally was.
At the beginning, it just felt a lot like Don't Look Under the Bed, that old Disney movie that came out on TV, and it was like if you forgot your imaginary friend, they became the boogeyman.
Actually, Don't Look Under the Bed creeped me out a lot as a kid.
Yeah, I used to dream about that. Anything that makes me dream about it, I remember being good.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah. What else have I dreamed about?
What do you dream about?
Murder.
Murder.
Violence.
Yeah.
So general verdict of it?
Check it out. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not my favorite.
It's totally crazy.
It's crazy.
Some
The
twists.
dialogue was so weird.
It got worse at the end.
It like they really didn't try with the storyline itself.
I've always been looking for a blood connection. Like, who the fuck talks like that?
Who says these things? Yeah, no, there was a lot of that. Yeah.
It feels like a movie that was made for the 2000s in 2021.
With a 70s vibe.
Anyway, go check it out.
Form your own opinion.
Disagree with us. Comment on our stuff. Tell us you hate us. It's fine.
It's fine.
Cool. Well, that's all we got.
That's all we watched.
Next time.
We're supposed to watch more, but
We're getting there, okay? We're getting it done. We used to have like 6 different things on the creepy content, and at that point it was very crowded.
that's true.
This helps us just do deep dives into a couple. In that case, let's move on to the drink section. I started just joining in your dance.
Yeah, I'm trying to. What was Rule 18? Limber up.
Was it 18?
Yes.
I made the drink for today. It's kind of a bomb drink. When I knew we were going to watch this movie, I was like, it's got to be something to do with the double tap idea. So we're going to grab this shot, and it's going to fall into our ginger beer. The shot is whiskey and grenadine, and you and I are about to drop it and make a mess.
I'm nervous. I think I say that at the start of every one of the drinks you've made.
Why? Don't trust me that much.
No, just because they're very adventurous and I'm not adventurous.
No wonder.
1, 2, 3, go.
Ah, fuck. Just takes shot anyway, forgets the ginger beer.
Oh, crap. Then you chug the ginger beer.
Just bring it to the edge of the glass.
Okay.
And then you just drop it in, okay?
Lightly.
Ready?
Go.
Go.
Oh. I think yours spilled more than mine.
Mine is on the ground.
Oh, no. Mine looked good, actually. Spilled a lot more than I did. Brief intermission.
I want to see this dropped in slow motion. It just suddenly looked like the drink grows red, but...
Mine's looked cool. Mine's took a minute to turn red.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Like, slowly turn red.
All right, now let's actually try it.
Well, now that the adventurous part's over. I just taste ginger beer.
So, actually, no, I do taste some grenadine. You know what it looks like? Code Red Mountain Dew.
It kind of does. It kind of works. I thought you were going to say, it looks like that one tequila sunrise I got. Where the lady didn't really know how to make one and literally gave me all grenadine. She got better after that.
She did say that she had only made a few of those ever.
This was at a wedding. We were in the bridal party, so after we asked for drinks, I feel a lot of people saw what we were drinking and went to ask for one, and she's like, crap, I gotta learn how to make these now.
We're running out of grenadine. Gotta start using more orange juice, not realizing that that's the right way to do it.
We're judgy. Not everyone's professional alcoholics, okay?
What do you rate it?
Just tastes like ginger beer. Because it has like a half and half shot, I think this is a easy drink that won't get you fucked up. Like, it's just a good drink to sip. I'll give it a 3.5.
I give it a 3 because it's on the sweeter side for me.
Yeah, if you like ginger beer, like Moscow Mules.
Well, thanks for enjoying this. Go give it a shot. Let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually with car bomb drinks, you're supposed to chug them after, but I think it would hurt to chug ginger beer.
Are you supposed to chug Jaeger bombs? Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah, you are. In Irish car bombs, which I'm like, that's
Chugging
a
Red
stout.
Bull? I don't even like Red Bull like that. Cool.
Well, does that mean we're ready for fun facts?
Yes. Make them fun.
There's quite a few of them, actually. These movies, I feel like, that are more on the comedy side tend to have more facts about them. So, originally, Zombieland was written as a television script. That's why there is things that we see, like the kill of the week. Like, it kind of feels like a joke that we never get a full explanation for. They have a kill of the week and reference a character that we never seen and never see again. But it's because it was meant to be a television series where each week they would have one.
Where Columbus breaks the fourth wall a lot and talks to the audience. I was wondering how he even knew about this character somewhere else. Yeah.
Because apparently the script was like heavily revised to become a feature film. I think some elements of it being a TV show are still in there. As we know, Bill Murray is the celebrity cameo that we see in this film, but the role was actually offered to Patrick Swayze before it went to Bill Murray. Do you know who Patrick Swayze is?
Yeah.
Dirty Dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Love that movie. It's one of my
is
favorite
Ghost
movies.
Too?
Ghost,
yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So all the references were going to be to the movies of Ghost and Dirty Dancing. Other actors that it was offered to were Matthew McConaughey and Kevin Bacon, to name a few.
Matthew McConaughey would have been too close to Woody Harrelson. I feel like they're the same character.
Well, I was actually wondering what it was like for Woody Harrelson to act like he's a big fan of Bill Murray because they were in a movie together in 1996. So I think
Which
it'd be
movie?
funny. It is Kingpin.
Never heard of this.
Never seen it either. I think this is probably my favorite fun fact. Woody Harrelson attacked a TMZ photographer at LaGuardia Airport after arriving from LA. Harrelson is renowned for being a method actor, so he blamed his actions on his role of Tallahassee, saying that he was still really deep in character and that he obviously thought that the paparazzi guy was a zombie.
That's one way to
Get out of
assault
it.
somebody and get out of it.
You know what? I would buy it.
That's what I'm going to use as my excuse next
Oh.
time I see anybody who's pissing me off.
You're just gonna start swinging. So Abigail Breslin and Woody Harrelson's conversation about Hannah Montana was actually ad-libbed. That was funny.
Was it him actually not knowing about the show?
It's possible. It'd be funny because she probably would be that age where you'd watch that.
If she was 12 in 2009, was Hannah Montana still out? I was in high school when Hannah Montana was a thing on Disney.
Well, in 2009, I was a wee baby freshman. So yes, probably Hannah Montana was still a thing. I don't know when it stopped being a thing.
I used to watch
actually.
that whole show.
I think I stopped watching it just because, and this was a problem before streaming, where TV just plays the same episodes over and over again, and you're like, I don't actually know what's going on in the storyline anymore.
And they're all out of order.
Yeah. Twinkies really are called submarinos in Mexico. I did not know that, actually. I didn't know what they were called.
Submarinos.
Submarinos.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know. I never liked Twinkies that much myself, so it's not like I'm gonna go to Mexico and ask for a fucking Twinkie.
I think my parents would just say Twinkies too. Twinkies.
Twinkies.
My dad loved ho-ho-hos.
Ho-ho-hos.
Yeah, those chocolate squirrel ones.
Yeah.
Did I say chocolate squirrel?
Chocolate squirrel.
swirls.
Love me a good chocolate squirrel. Obviously, some heavy influences on this film that I actually did notice were 28 Days Later and Shaun of the Dead. Contrary to those movies, however, they go into an actual explanation as to what caused the virus, which we find out was mad cow disease. The people ate them and became zombies.
He said there was a step between to mad people disease.
Mad people disease, he called it. In the bonus material of the DVD release, there was actually a few more rules mentioned. We got rule number 12, bounty, as in bounty paper towels, because if there's one word to describe Zombieland, it's moist. Rule number 15, bowling ball. Nothing says massive head trauma like a bowling ball. Rule number 29, the buddy system. It's important that we take a cue from our zombie neighbors and we have each other's backs. Rule number 6, cast iron skillet. Zombies take one of these to the head and he ain't getting up. Rule number 33, Swiss Army knife. That one's pretty obvious. It's Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. The buddy system one seems kind of contrary to one of the other rules.
Don't be a hero.
Yeah. If it's like use the buddy system, then wouldn't you technically be a hero for your buddy?
I guess so. You can work as a team, but when it becomes too, like, I have to save you, that's when you dip out.
Yeah, you ain't buddies no more.
I could keep going, but I feel like I've already given you a million.
I love it.
And I think you are doing our speed run today.
I'm ready.
You are ready? Sorry, it's hard to maneuver a timer with salad fingers. 1, 2, 3. Go.
So we get introduced to this guy named Columbus. We don't find out his name because that's what they decide is the way that they're going to name each other, is they're just going to name each other based on where they're trying to go. So he's got rules. He's like survived all this time because he's been a loner all his life. He's going to go to Ohio to see if he can see his family. Along the way, he runs into this guy who's like a badass, and he did a bunch of crazy stuff in the real world. So then he teams up with him. They run into these girls. The girls trick them and take their stuff. They trick them again, take their stuff again. And then they end up working together because the girls actually need help. And so then they go together. They get to Bill Murray's house because they just keep having fun. They don't really know what to do. They get to Bill Murray's house. They kill Bill Murray for some reason. They leave. The girls want to go to Pacific Playland. They go. They are in trouble. The guys go back. They save them. And then they're a happy group in the zombie apocalypse.
Wow, you had 10 seconds left.
Oh, I was hurrying up because you kept giving me eyes.
Kept looking at you weird. No, yeah, you actually did well. We haven't done well on these in a long time, so it's surprising.
I wish I knew I had 10 seconds because I feel like it was just like, and then they're at Bill Murray's house, and then they double cross them, and then they go to this safe place, and then they're a happy family. It doesn't even sound like a zombie movie at the end.
It does not. I don't think you mentioned zombies that much at all, actually.
What zombies?
They're just living this life.
What kind of movie would this be if you took the zombies out of it?
Crazy people. I think it would be House of a Thousand Corpses. They're just a crazy family. Does that mean we're ready to dive in?
No, you have to give it an
Oh,
overview.
crap. I already threw my phone on the floor.
Threw my phone away. Rule number 1, don't have a phone.
That's true. No one has cell phones in this time, and it's 2009. I think it's when people are just starting to get cell phones like that.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
After a virus turns most people into zombies, the world's surviving humans remain locked in an ongoing battle against the hungry undead. 4 survivors, Tallahassee and his cohorts, Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock, abide by a list of survival rules and zombie killing strategies.
Nice.
Nice.
Survival
Overviews
rules.
tend
Everybody
to be
hates his rules. Columbus is the only one who actually uses them.
Well, he needs them. Shall we crack into it then?
Yeah, let's go.
We start up straight up in the middle of the zombie apocalypse, which I think has happened with quite a few films at this point.
Capitol's on fire. A zombie attacks a cameraman. And yeah, we just get a lot of different slow-mo shots of people getting killed while... Does Columbus talk at the beginning? Yeah,
Yes,
he's the one who's saying that these are the United States of Zombieland.
Yes, we get him, like you said earlier, breaking the fourth wall a lot. He's giving us his rules for how he survived this long because he seems like an unlikely contender to make it this far. He says rule number 1, and probably the most important, is cardio. And he's like, for obvious reasons. And he literally says fat people were the first to go.
Yeah, probably.
Don't know.
Man, I've seen some pretty limber, heavier people.
Heavier people, more fit than I am, for sure. Rule number 2, probably the most famous rule, double tap. There's so many times where you think a zombie is dead, and they get back up, and it all could have been avoided with a clear headshot.
Rule number 3, beware of bathrooms. Do you want to talk about this one? Because it seems to be more your cup of tea.
Yeah, love me some bathrooms.
And tea in the bathroom.
And tea in the bathroom. We get this funny shot of this man literally just going to the bathroom. And he says that zombies can smell when you're at your most vulnerable, which would be disgusting. I would hate that.
You gotta get up and poop on it.
Just shit your pants and they'll find you, though. You can smell it on you.
Oh.
But
is that what was implied later when he's
yes,
like,
he's
I found
like,
a bathroom?
I found a bathroom. It's because he shit himself.
Oh.
Yeah, we get the scene of a man getting attacked in a bathroom stall. He says it's better to try to avoid the bathroom until it's absolutely necessary. And the last one.
Scary ass children. Rule number 5 is seatbelts, but the way that we're introduced to this is there's a bunch of kids at like a princess party chasing this lady in a van. Lady crashes into another truck, crashes through the window onto the pavement, and he's like, safety first. I don't know that I agree with this one.
Then you're trapped in there?
Yeah, how many times have we seen where like the seatbelt won't let go and you can't get out? Now you're messed.
Those are the 4 basic rules we get.
Oh, we didn't even get a 4, huh?
Oh, it went straight to 5? I thought 4 was fasten your seatbelt. He does skip around a lot. We don't get all of them. I wrote this note down before finding out that they were inspired by 28 Days Later, but I said they were very Rage-style zombies. We've talked about how the makeup for Train to Busan was cool. This makeup was very similar to the Rage ones. They even throw up black.
They throw up blood. Some of them throw up green, like Amber Heard's zombie.
Yes. He is in a gas station saying that 2 months ago, some idiot ate the first contaminated gas and gulp burger that started this whole zombie apocalypse. Being a loner has kind of made him more likely to survive. He kind of treated the living like zombie already.
Stayed away.
Same.
So what happened to us, I guess.
He is in Texas for college, and I think that's why he is able to get guns so easily.
They're able to get guns and ammo pretty often in this movie.
Tallahassee says, I love me some rednecks, because they're all just loaded with guns.
There are worse states to be stuck in.
Might be the best place to be stuck in, actually. A big city, like we've mentioned. We're zombied out, guys, okay? Yeah. We're going to say the same points over and over again.
It's a good thing this is the last one.
It's a good thing, thank God. Honestly, the only other, zombie romance comedy that I know of, other than Shaun of the Dead.
No, I told you about the Warm Bodies.
Warm Bodies. Yeah, I have not seen that one.
I don't know what that you want to.
It's not good?
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's weird, because
he's dead.
He's literally a corpse.
Literally a fucking corpse. So
he's running in the parking lot because these 2 zombies find him. As things in the movie happen, you always get flashes of the rules that are at play. Cardio is in the center. When it starts to ding, I was thinking it's like his cardio is almost up. He's really trying to get into that car. He runs around again, but can't figure out how to open it. Realizes that the lock is just open, so he could have just gotten in. When he gets in, a zombie's in the backseat. He drives off and is freaking out and is fighting the zombie, so he crashes into the gas station and the zombie flies into the station. Then it comes out and attacks him, shoots it in the head, shoots it one more time, double tap.
From this, we get rule number 31, always check the backseat.
He's on his way to Columbus. Although he's been away from people for so long and never was like a people person, he does want to see if his family's around. And he has this whole idea of what the perfect way to be in the apocalypse would be, which is kind of strange. I want to run into the girl and push her hair behind her ear, and I
think he mentioned this was his goal before the zombie apocalypse. He just kind of held on to it during. I do think it's a very strange fixation.
Do you think it's a trope of this kind of character, loner?
Nice
They show
guy.
he's a gamer. They show he's like a quote-unquote loser. Isn't that like
Slightly
what people
creepy.
say is creepy now? Yeah.
If I met a young man, and he's like, all I want to fucking do is push your hair back, I'd be like, get the hell away from me. That's very specific.
I want to push your hair back, man.
No, you don't.
Just your hair. That's all I want to do, and I'm leaving.
All you do is smash my hair in my face. Or lay on my hair, like, all the freaking time.
That's not my fault you have long hair.
I made a note that this film came out when I was a freshman, and I think I watched it maybe like a couple years later, but I am very much this character.
Who?
I
Wichita?
also always
Or this guy?
Columbus. Who did you say?
Is it Wichita or
I
Columbus?
fucking wish I was Wichita. I am Columbus. I always have to poop, and I always stay home, and I'm a loner. And so I was like, didn't know.
But you live with your parents.
I did live with my parents.
Because he
Yes.
seems to think his parents weren't really into him either. Because he says that they were.
No, they weren't into him. Just didn't get the right vibes from him.
He says they were loners like him.
I don't know if that means they didn't care about him. They just
Sent him
raised
to
a kid
school.
to be like them. You'd think he'd be more understanding. But
Can you imagine you're at home and like your parents are like, leave me alone, and they run to their room and then you just never see them all day until it's time to eat because you're a kid.
You mean that's not what we're gonna do with our children?
Just hide from them.
Yes.
That's depressing. This is why we
Leave me
shouldn't have
alone.
children.
But I was this teenager.
The-
I would just go to my room and be like, whatever. See y'all later.
Interesting.
Also, both my parents worked. Actually, by the time I got older, everyone pretty much had their own schedule because everyone worked. So we see him trash the car. It no longer works. He shits his pants. He is making his way down the road.
So he runs into Tallahassee.
Yes. Okay. They have this gun showdown, and then he just sticks his thumb out. Actually, I need a ride. He lets them into the car. He checks the back seat immediately. Tallahassee says, "We're not gonna do names. Where are you headed?" He's like, "I'm trying to go to Columbus, Ohio." And he's like, "I'm trying to go to Tallahassee." So they start addressing each other as where they are either from or where they're trying to go.
Tallahassee is like, you want to have a drink? Columbus is like, no, I'm not going to drink. Tallahassee still serves him a shot. Columbus just throws it out the window and he's like, okay, well, I guess we're going to go. I can already tell that I'm not going to like you, so I'll drop you off at Texarkana. That's as far as I'm going to be able to tolerate you.
And he's like, "Sweet, longer than I thought." He finds out quickly that Tallahassee is super good at killing zombies, and he has one weakness.
Twinkies.
Twinkies.
Have you ever had Twinkies?
I've had them and they're okay.
You ever had the deep fried ones, like at the carnivals?
I have not.
I've not either because I'm scared to die.
From that.
Yeah, I've seen the deep fried Oreos.
No, they sound good, but I don't try. And, you know, we live in the Midwest. We could probably easily find a county fair. At least.
In Wisconsin, they do this a lot. Deep fried Twinkies, deep fried Oreos, deep fried... What else did I see? Cream puffs, you know, the cream puffs.
How is anyone skinny in Wisconsin? No, I've never liked them, but you did remind me of a fun fact. At the time, I believe still possibly, Woody Harrelson was a vegan, like strict vegan. So they made vegan Twinkies for him to eat.
What, I just never know what's not vegan and what is vegan. Because I'm like, what goes into milk? I
Well,
guess?
it's like milk and
Is
dairy and the
frosting?
cream. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Good for them.
Didn't know that was an option. Maybe I'd like them if they were vegan. I'm gonna remove some
Would
of my
they taste-
salad fingers. Hold on.
Would they taste different?
Everything that is a vegan option tastes different. And actually, I will let you know because we're going to get brunch for my birthday with my friends. The place that we picked has a vegan option, so my friends Giselle could eat.
So you're all gonna eat vegan?
You know, we've gone to a vegan place with her before, and that was strictly vegan, and that's all we ate, and it does taste different.
In a bad way or a good way? As a non-vegan?
It depends how picky you are. Because I'm like, this is okay. It's obviously not the real thing, but it's okay. But I have a friend who's like super picky, and she left there hungry and was upset.
No.
Yeah, okay. No more salad fingers.
So they run into this hostess truck because Tallahassee, again, his whole goal in the entire zombie apocalypse is to find a Twinkie because he's like, they do have an expiration date. Did you know that people think that Twinkies can survive in even like a nuclear war?
I wonder where that rumor got started.
I don't know, but
Did
it's
hostess
not true.
Make this up?
They're like, you know what's going to last a nuclear war? It's cockroaches and Twinkies.
Yeah, I have heard that.
They find a hostess truck. Tallahassee's like, I'm going to go in there. Columbus is like, well, don't you want to like stretch first? Tallahassee's like, why would I do that? I've never seen a lion limber up before attacking a gazelle. Columbus is like, huh, you're right. And I was thinking the same thing. I was
Good
like, yeah, you're right.
point.
I mean, I don't really ever stretch before working out, but it
Sorry.
does feel good.
We stretch during working out.
You do sometimes. You just leave me there.
I am not very limber, I've learned.
We should, because the zombie apocalypse could break out at any moment right now.
Listen, we've talked about this. I am dying immediately.
I'm not letting you.
I would die either way. We've talked about this.
I'm not letting you.
I have Crohn's. The medical system would be gone. I would bleed out of my butt eventually.
We would break into all the hospitals.
And you're going to administer...
Yes.
Infusions every 8 weeks.
Yes, there will be Wi-Fi. I can look it up.
That's a lot of effort, man.
Gotta keep my wife alive. Be a hero.
Oh, so you're not gonna follow these rules.
He changes it at the end.
He does.
If you can change it, I can too. He limbers up, and then they go and open the door. It's all just snowballs. I don't like these either.
I've had them before, but it's not something that I was like, ooh, I want another one. They are really, like, weird flavors.
They're coconut, and that's it, right?
I like coconut, but it's got this, like, red jelly-ish thing to it. I don't know. Could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of another thing. But you know what I fucking love? Is zebra cakes.
Oh.
I fucking love those.
Those are nasty.
I know. They're not good.
For Halloween, they do orange ones, right?
They do.
Okay.
And then I love, these are all little Debbie's as well, but it's kind of like a Twinkie. The strawberry, like, rolled up one. You don't know
No.
this? Oh my god.
You know, I like oatmeal cream pies.
I like those too.
I remember when we went to Shake Shack. They happened to have, for their fall shake, it was the oatmeal cream pie shake. And it was the first time I had been there, and I was like, oh my god, it's like they sent them to me.
Again, because you have this luck with the universe where you want something and you just say it, and it appears for you.
There's no Twinkies. Tallahassee's pissed. Columbus is like, I gotta use the bathroom. They go to this, like a truck stop or something like that. He starts to talk about how he's scared of clowns. He talks about a night that this girl knocks on his door and is like, I was attacked. There was a homeless man and he was trying to bite me. And the guy's like, oh my god, this girl's so beautiful. Doesn't even give a shit about
what's happening to her.
He's just trying to pull a move on her. He's like, well, you're safe with me now. Don't worry. All I want to do right now is take care of you and you by my side. Which is all like weird stuff that shouldn't be said.
Again, to show you how much of a shut-in he is and does not interact with people. He
But
calls
this girl-
her 406 because it's his neighbor.
But this girl also just like throws herself at him. She's like, I'm just going to take a nap right now, right here. And then lays on his shoulder.
Yeah, I was like, even if you are neighbors, that's kind of like weird to just fall asleep on your neighbor like that.
No one's calling the cops. No one's doing anything. She was just attacked. I don't think that she'd be this like, okay, it's fine.
Well, she kind of does not tell him that she was actually bit. Just says that he tried to do it. This character's played by a young Amber Hertz.
Amber Heard.
Hertz.
Amber Heard's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, she seems like a very crazy, terrible person.
He wakes up and she's a zombie. She throws a green on his couch. She starts to attack him, runs around the apartment and is like throwing stuff at her. Again, kind of like Shaun of the Dead where they're just like throwing stuff. You don't really know how to handle it until he goes into the bathroom and bashes her head with the toilet tank cover. These zombies know how to use things because she is able to unlock the door by hand. So some of them do have intelligence. Earlier in the film, when the zombie attacks the news anchor, the zombie goes up to the camera and is like looking at itself, opens his mouth and then just burps.
Yes, these are slightly more intelligent zombies than Train to Busan.
While he's fighting her off too, I thought it was nasty how when he covers her head with the shower cover, her tongue comes out and her teeth are chomping and it's like just looking at his face. It's like, oh, that's ugly.
This is one of those vomits black situations, and also he sprays her in the mouth with something.
Raid?
Should have killed you.
Yeah.
After the bathroom situation, Tallahassee makes him stop at a grocery store looking for Twinkies yet again. And he's really like, you're trying to risk it all for some Twinkies. We find out that Tallahassee's really good at killing zombies, like really good. He's got like a whole arsenal in the back of his car.
Columbus also says Tallahassee is too into killing them. It's like you can say you hate zombies, but this guy truly hates them. He goes out of his way to go kill them.
We find out later why. They run into the sisters Wichita and Little Rock. They basically scam them.
They're like, the little girl's bit, and they're like, oh no, it's so sad. We've already talked about it. We've said our goodbyes. You're gonna have to do it. Columbus is like, are you sure? And then the girl's like, you're a weenie. No, he's gonna do it. Tallahassee's like, all right, I guess. And he pulls the gun up on him. Wichita's like, no, I should do it. He gives her the gun, and then they turn on them.
They turn on him, and they take their car and their weapons. Tallahassee tries to blame Columbus for this. And he's like, you're the one that gave him the gun.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
He is not wrong. Tallahassee does not want to let this go. They took his car, and he's pretty upset about this.
Cadillacs are so big to some people. I just don't really give a shit about them.
Well, it leads us into this next rule, I guess, of enjoy the little things, because I don't think it's something that I would care about in the zombie apocalypse. We get him bashing another car to let off steam, which is something he kind of does throughout the film. They find the Hummer loaded with weapons.
It was already full of guns?
It was in the back seat.
They approach the Hummer, and there's hands on the steering wheel, and they're like worried worried because they think someone's in there, and it's just the forearms.
Very clearly, someone else was trying to escape and did not make it. How their hands still ended up there and the rest of the car's intact, I don't get. They didn't like the hands. He also had salad fingers.
It's like me with chicken. I don't like eating the wings.
You don't like wings?
No, I like wings when they're on their own. I don't like when you get a rotisserie chicken and get the wings.
That's kind of bougie.
I
only like them on their own.
This coming from you.
Yeah, I know I'm bougie.
They take the Hummer, and while they're driving, Tallahassee's telling Columbus his reason for being so brutal in the zombie apocalypse was because the zombie apocalypse took his puppy Buck from him. Columbus is putting this imagery in his head that Tallahassee's like feeding his dog's licking his face, and he's like running in circles with the dog. The dog is so cute because he looks like he doesn't want to be there.
Fun fact, that was actually Abigail Breslin's dog.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. So rule number 32, enjoy the little things. Tallahassee's like, I could be doing whatever I want, but the one thing I want right now is a Twinkie, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Very set on this Twinkie. They do eventually catch up to the girls. They have left the car there with the words help written on it. The guys clearly think that this is a setup, so one of them goes to investigate and finds nothing. While Columbus is still in the car, he tells him to pull up. Tallahassee gets in and he's like, I don't see them. Maybe they're up the road somewhere. Columbus looks super uncomfortable and is not saying anything. Tallahassee's like, they're in the backseat, aren't they? And he's like, yeah, just one of them. Little Rock is holding up a gun to Tallahassee. Tallahassee's like, you let yourself get kidnapped by a 12-year-old girl. Wichita does come out. This time the girls let them stay in the car.
Odd choice, right? Maybe they think these guys are resourceful and have been catching up to us, so we might as well make use of them.
Yeah, makes sense.
Columbus talks about how Wichita and Little Rock used to do this before the zombie apocalypse was ever a thing, and we get a scene of Wichita pretending to have lost an engagement ring on the ground, and this pervy gas station dude is like, I can help you. She's like, I'll give you a reward. And he's like, all right, yeah, sure, give me your number and I'll call you if I find the ring. And then later, Little Rock is like, oh, I found a ring. And he's like, hey, can I get that from you? And she's like, is there a reward? He gives her $400. They go back and meet up at their car and leave. They've got a bunch of engagement rings in the envelope, and they're like, how many do we have left? And they're like, oh, just enough to get to
California, possibly. Little Rock says this kind of funny thing where she's like, one day I want a diamond this big. And she's like, you can have one for $30.
You really can. What?
Oh, I thought you were trying to say that you should have got me a $30 engagement ring.
Oh, no. Surprise, surprise. Yours was $30. I lied.
Oh, it's held up pretty well for being $30. I'd be surprised.
Hasn't turned your finger blue.
It was only $30 and you still got it that small.
I could get you 10 more if you want.
Okay, thank you.
They all pulled guns on each other. One of them said something, and the girls were like, we're not here to talk. We're just here to like get to where we need to, and we're using you.
I think Tallahassee, because he's had a gun in his hand, pulls it on Little Rock, and that's when Wichita turns around and both the girls have a gun aimed at him. Columbus is like, can y'all just fucking chill?
Yeah, well, it's the end of the world. Like, can we like
there
at
are
least
literally
just get
zombies
along?
out there. Like, grow the fuck up. Get it together. And they do. They're talking about their plans for the zombie apocalypse. It's kind of an awkward scene. He asks about Columbus, Ohio, and she's like, it's a ghost town. Everyone's fucking dead. She says it very, like, cutthroat. Tallahassee looks at her like, yo,
get a hint.
Read the room, lady. She's like, oh shit, sorry, my bad.
You can go check out for yourself if you want, not take my word for it.
But their plan is to go to Pacific Playland. There's a line in there later that makes me think, is this supposed to be like a Disneyland?
I don't know, because it looks just like a carnival that pops up everywhere in people's parking lots.
Yeah.
That you don't trust.
Suspicious.
You don't trust them because you think that the rides will
They scare me. Yeah. As an adult, I don't know if I would let my kids get on those things. I don't know.
My family never let us go to those things because they were like, it's expensive. Because they usually are really expensive.
You know, I have a gripe with all of that because I was watching a TikTok the other night. And they're like, did anyone else growing up think that Build-A-Bear was like fucking expensive?
Oh, I saw that.
It's like the peak of fucking luxury and they're only like $14. I'm like, but your parents told you they were like $1 million.
You know, I think it can be expensive
when you add all the accessories,
customize all the stuff. Yeah, that's when it's not $14, obviously.
The thing that's upsetting is that Mexican parents will guilt you the entire time and remind you it's expensive.
That's because the parents know us, and they're like, if I go in there, they're gonna want everything else, and I'm not taking a crying ass baby home.
Okay, off the topic of Build-A-Bear, that is where they're headed.
They go to a store that you find at small towns like this. It's almost like a souvenir shop, but the whole store is Native American themed.
Yeah, so like this scene makes me like a little uncomfortable because I don't know if it's an actual Native American person set up this shop.
I don't think so, because that zombie that we see that runs out first is a white guy.
The white guy?
Yeah, so it's probably just a white-owned
Which
Native
is even
American
worse.
store, yeah.
Because then they're profiting off of that. They blow off some steam and trash all these things.
Yeah.
One of the characters wears a Native American headdress. while destroying things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. It is what it is.
What we're saying is that it's not PC.
Not very PC of you. Before they trash that place, we get this important rule number 17 of don't be a hero. Because he's saying he wants to impress Wichita, but he's not going to sacrifice himself to do it. We get these montages of them switching drivers and having different conversations. And then they are teaching Little Rock how to drive. And they're all like yelling directions at her. And they're like, it doesn't matter.
Check your blind spots. And
there
like,
is no
what?
blind spots in the zombie apocalypse. Wichita is going to leave Columbus at another car so he can make his way to Columbus, Ohio. And he's about to get off after having had this kind of like getting to know each other moment. He decides he's just going to stick with them, especially since
he's pretty sure that his parents are dead. So best thing I can do is to stick with this new family.
He is just super into Wichita, and that's the reason he wants
the only
to
reason
stay.
he's there, yeah.
Honestly.
Love at first sight.
Literally, when he first sees her, he's like, I can't believe it. Another marriageable girl that I could bring home. Like, dude, why are you trying to marry everybody?
What I was thinking was, what if he didn't think she was hot?
She's just the only girl. He wouldn't have been so eager to
would
stay
he
with
have done
her.
all this?
Yeah, like if she was
she'd
ugly.
been-
Clearly not. I would argue that Emma Stone is much better looking than this guy. What's this actor?
Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg, yeah.
Lex Luthor.
Mark Zuckerberg. That's who I think.
Lex
of.
Luthor.
Yeah.
Yes.
They decide to make their way to California. Since they're in Hollywood and everyone's pretty much dead, we're going to go break into a celebrity's house.
We're going to live it up. We're going to sleep in style.
Sleep in style.
They're like, you won't believe whose house we're going to. This is Tallahassee's idea. There's a BM on the gate, and he's like, doesn't stand for
Bowel movement.
ball movement? Is that what he said?
That's what I thought when I see BM. Bob Marley.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not Bob Marley.
Marley. I actually wonder if this was Bill Murray.
It is not.
place.
It is
Okay.
another celebrity's home. Because it's mad luxurious. It's like gold-plated walls and just excessive a bit.
Oh, you mean we're not getting this house?
Oh, sure.
It's got a theater.
It does. It has quite a lot.
It's got a lot of land.
Does it have a lot of land, or is it just taking up a lot of, like, it's all house, you know?
All house, no land.
No land
Just floating on this
in
plot.
space. They are in the home, and they're kind of trying to scope it out and make sure there's no zombies there. Bill Murray, it appears to, like, wake up from his bed, acting like a zombie very much.
Was he acting?
Yes, he was.
I thought it was
Not
just
sure.
like, he's been laying down and he's like, oh, they're here. And he's like just old and getting up off his bed.
Trying to see.
Yeah.
While this is happening, Columbus is showing Little Rock Ghostbusters. Tallahassee and Wichita are like dancing to the song Ghostbusters. Bill Murray walks in, appears like he's about to attack. Wichita hits him with a golf club. And at this point, Bill Murray starts to speak. And they're like, what the hell? Zombies can't talk. This is where they find out that he is just posing as a zombie, living his day-to-day life, acting as a zombie.
When Tallahassee's so into him, he's like, I love
Gushing
you
about
so
him.
much. They end up smoking weed together.
They do. They're reenacting a scene from Ghostbusters. And then they decide to go and scare Columbus because he's a jumpy guy. What they don't know is that Columbus has a gun on him and immediately shoots Bill Murray
In the chest.
in the chest and finds out that
This-
he is very much alive. Awkward.
This whole scene kind of plays out without really taking that much into account that Bill Murray's dead. They're like, ha 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 ha, he's so funny. I just can't take this seriously, but
It's
it
still
is sad. It is
It's
sad.
still sad. I just love that Bill Murray did not question that these people were in his house. He was not mad that they broke in and was just like willing to go along with them.
I'm sure he's just like, I've been alone this whole time, so
That's
whatever, who
true.
cares?
They carry out his body and give him a 21 gun salute with 4 people.
They drop him like 100 times.
They do.
Yeah.
They don't finish the salute because they gotta reload the guns. A mess.
They're all playing Monopoly and they're talking. This is when Columbus realizes that when Tallahassee was talking about losing Buck to the zombies, he didn't mean a dog, he meant his son. Columbus is like, oh crap, there's more to everybody who's here's story than meets the eye. Tallahassee has a picture of his son in his wallet, hands it to Columbus, and he's like, crap, this is why.
After that kind of heartfelt moment, Tallahassee has to kind of take a breather and go shoot something.
After wiping his tears with money.
Again, luxurious.
I haven't cried like this since the Titanic.
He's so funny. I don't know if Woody Harrelson has done something problematic, but I've liked him in most things I've seen him in.
He's gonna play Carnage.
Is that still happening?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And I saw people were talking about like the movie's only been slated to be an hour and a half.
Okay.
Apparently, like the bare minimum for any feature film has to be like an hour and a half.
Until they gave it the bare minimum.
Yeah, meaning that it's not gonna be good.
I feel like movies now are like 2 hours at least.
I'm excited to see Carnage, but
You are?
but I don't know that I'm excited to see.
I was not a fan of Venom.
I'm excited to see Carnage live action because that's really cool. 'Cause I hated the first one and what they did to Venom.
They also gave him a horrible red wig for some fucking reason. Like horrible, like a clown wig. Woody Harrelson's like a good actor on his own. He could have pulled off crazy.
Cletus Cassidy in the comics is a redhead. But it's like, you just give him a red beard or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't gotta go
You could be bald. He's
clown
just crazy.
hair.
Yeah.
Crazy people are bald.
Right. Lex Luthor.
Zombie is
Spiel.
funny.
Eisenberg.
But he does take a moment to go practice shooting, and Little Rock goes to join him.
He teaches her to shoot by breathing. She uses that later. At the same time, Wichita invites Columbus to have a drink, and they talk about this 1997 wine, and Wichita's like, oh my god, 1997?
Good
She's
year.
like, yeah, it was a good year, made out with blah, blah, and the guy's like, with tongue, and she's like, yeah, maybe. Basically just hitting on each other. In 97, he's like, I was probably playing video games and doing nothing.
He said he got
alone."
braces.
Yeah.
He got his first B. Real exciting stuff.
What were you doing in 97?
97, I wasn't that old yet.
You were 5 years
I was like 5 years old, so probably being super
Oh, I know.
annoying.
In 97, you were not. I was 5 years old. In 97, I was starting preschool. I had a girlfriend.
Oh man, you was working fast. You always been a hoe.
Just that 5-year-old hoe.
Mama just raised a hoe. I was probably like 3 years old then. Yes, he had just been born for 1 year, so probably wreaking havoc with my sister.
Like the Rugrats you were.
I was apparently, according to my parents, a very terrible child.
Really?
I was like really hyperactive and
What happened to you?
depression. I don't know.
And Russianism?
Literally, my mom has said that. She's like, you were a real happy kid. I don't know what the fuck happened to you.
Oh, no. What happened to you?
Maybe something I've repressed.
Do you need wine? From 1997?
From 1997. I started drinking wine that same year too, and that's why I don't remember.
But they're about to make out.
With
And
tongue.
With tongue. What else could they make out with? Teeth?
I mean, yes, wouldn't be good.
Just crashing teeth. But Tallahassee interrupts. He's like, hey, help me move this couch. We're making a fort.
Important.
But Wichita takes that moment to be like, you know what? It's probably a good idea we don't do this. At the end of the day, this is just about me and my sister, and I'm not going to let anything get in the way of that. And they
We're
leave.
just not gonna get involved. He's like, I thought she was just playing hard to get, but I woke up the next morning and they were gone. I think I would be so done with them at this point.
With the girls?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
stop trying to leave.
Well, Tallahassee is.
Yeah, he's
But Columbus
very
is
much
like, I need to go after them. Wichita and Little Rock are like, we're going to go to Pacific Playland. Wichita really wants Little Rock to have a happy...
Childhood.
All she remembers is how happy she was at Pacific Playland when she was growing up. But Tallahassee's like, fuck it. You know what there's in Mexico? There's submarinos. So he's like, I'm going to go to Mexico and get some Twinkies, and you can do whatever you want. So it seems like the group's kind of like, all right, well, the fun was good while it lasted. We're all just going to go our own way. Tallahassee doesn't give a crap about his like whole romance. He's like, you know what? That's why I don't get attached to anybody. That way you don't get tied down like this, so you're not affected.
And
But-
he says this line that pretty much convinces him, I think. He's like, their pictures were in someone's wallet at some point, too. And then he does this super cool trying to drive off in a motorcycle.
I completely forgot that this happens because I was like, so he's got all these rules against doing like minuscule and mundane things, but he's like, I'm gonna ride a motorcycle into zombies? I don't understand.
It doesn't work with his character, but he doesn't because he falls off immediately
Yeah.
into the bushes. And that's when Tallahassee's probably like, this kid's gonna die if I don't go. So they do, because they just got an unlimited supply of cars, apparently.
Seriously, I was thinking about where they get the gas from.
And they're always the fanciest, shiny cars. They're not ever the, like, beat-up cars in the background.
No, those are the ones that they go take their anger out on. You ever seen that we could do that?
Oh, you could go to places and just smash things.
Smash cars.
A bunch of things.
There's people who I used to talk to in college and high school who were like, yeah, sometimes me and my brother, like, we'll go out and we'll just buy a shitty $500 beat-down car and just go and take it out to a lot and just destroy it.
That is a lot of money to go destroy something in college.
$500?
In college, that will keep
Well,
you
between the
off
two of them,
ramen
that's
noodle for a
$250.
week.
Ramen noodle?
Ramen noodle.
I don't think I was spending that much money.
You also had your family give you groceries too.
Right.
Or maybe I'm just like traumatized about grocery shopping in the pandemic because it's like you got 3 things and it was like $150.
Seriously. Why is salmon $12 now? So we're in someone's wallet.
We're in someone's wallet. Okay. Yours for some salmon.
Wichita and Little Rock are having a good time. They turn on all the lights, though, which is a beacon for all the zombies in the neighboring area. Which
And
is
listen, if you've survived the zombie apocalypse this long, you're smarter than this. You know that music and lights are going to attract them. This seemed like an out-of-character dumb mistake.
Totally. Even the going to the giant drop to fend off the zombies.
Not a great plan either.
No, I was like, why would they go to the giant drop? The worst idea you could go to. The best idea was like, okay, they were on the swing when they first got there and the zombies were showing up, right? It's like, stay on that swing thing. 'Cause at least it's like if they get on, they're only getting on a couple at a time because it's moving. Tallahassee and Columbus do finally show up, and Tallahassee's got the right idea. He's getting on like every ride, jumping up and having a grand old time. I thought maybe this was an allusion to those old arcade games. We were playing one kind of like if this one was about a haunted house, but there's those Carnival of Terror
Shooter games, yeah.
shooter games where you're fighting zombies. So I was like, maybe this is like a
Reference to
nod
those.
to that. Yeah, Tallahassee does try to get the zombies' attention, running around using a bullhorn. A blowhorn? What's a bullhorn? Bullhorn's like the one where you talk to, right? And then blowhorn's like the one you hear at sports, the loud ones.
I thought they were the same thing, so this is news to me.
Columbus goes to try to help Tallahassee and Wichita, who have now cornered themselves like idiots on this giant drop ride.
I don't even like giant drop rides to begin with, so...
I keep calling it a giant drop because that's what the ride over here is called. I don't know what this type of ride is actually called.
So in California, it would be like the Tower of Terror. Like,
right.
It's just that...
These vertical rides that go up and down.
They drop you up and down, that's it.
Yeah.
I hate heights, so this would be my worst nightmare.
So you wouldn't even put yourself on this one?
No, you know what? The zombies can take me.
You know which one would have been the perfect one to hide on?
The Ferris wheel, if you could stop it at the top.
Yeah, I guess yeah, you could. Well, I was gonna say the spinning one, the one that's a pendulum and spins. It later knocks some zombies away when Columbus is running.
Oh, that one, yes.
Like, there's no way for them to really get on it.
Yeah, that might be better.
But then I guess you
get
throw up.
nauseous immediately.
Do you like spinny rides?
I don't think I mind them as much as like heights stuff.
But the giant drop ride is almost like teasing the zombies with them because it goes up and it goes down. And Little Rock uses her skills that she learned from Tallahassee earlier. Wichita's like, shoot the control box. And she shoots it after holding her breath.
Columbus ends up running into a haunted house, which is like the worst place you could run into right now.
Not really, because the haunted house's props started to help him. One of them is like an alligator that holds
the other zombie.
And he shoots it in the head and it just pulls it into the walls.
Which makes me think, like, that was not safe for people then.
No.
Tallahassee is just being crazy good at killing zombies. He locks himself into one of those booth games, you know, where you play carnival games and you never win anything.
Yeah, because they're all rigged.
He locks himself in and just lines up the shells for the gun, and kind of like you said, the shooting video game, just around himself is shooting continuously.
Ceiling, left, right, back.
And you would think this would not work.
Cheat code unlocked, yep.
Yeah, but he, I guess, unlocks a cheat code and it works for him.
Wichita and Little Rock are stuck. Columbus is being chased to no end by zombies. Tallahassee is cornered.
Trapped. Columbus does eventually make his way to the giant drop ride, and the only thing stopping him is a fucking clown. And he has literally said that he's more afraid of clowns than zombies. He is out of shells, I believe, and just grabs the nearest...
The mallet that you use to do those power tests?
Strength test, yeah. Grabs the nearest mallet, and he changes rule number 17 to be a hero, because it's Wichita, and he's a nice guy. So he... Why
do we both go,
It's got some negative connotations.
Yeah. It's kind of like what we've seen in later movies. Just because you save the girl or the guy doesn't mean that you end up together. I was watching Bumblebee a couple years ago. This girl is the one who ends up being like Bumblebee's best friend. And the guy helps her the whole way of the movie. At the end, he tries to kiss her and she's like, oh, what the hell? Back up. We're just friends. You know, there's a joke on that. Like, every film like this ends with the two characters liking each other. And
together.
That's not just always going to happen.
Yeah, actually, have you ever seen Paranorman? Where the sister has a crush on the jock, and it's like the end. They've gotten along and they went on this whole adventure. And she's like, we should go on a date, basically, or like hang out. He's like, yeah, do you want to go shopping with my boyfriend? He'd love you. And I think that's like one of my favorite like twists on that like trope that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, because you don't know.
Just because you went through something traumatic doesn't mean you end up together.
No, it doesn't.
Well, when you're the only people of that age together and the world's ending, do you end up together? Like last man standing?
She says he's cute.
I do not agree.
I don't agree either.
Emma Stone is cute. For some reason, they make her very 10 in this movie.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's so bad that when she's in shadows, she looks even shadowier.
Yeah, I don't know why she's this tan. Is it because she's, like, been on the road the whole time? But the little sister's not this tan. No. I don't know. The makeup artist, she did not do a great job. But he eventually does make his way to the giant drop and hits the emergency brake. At this point, all the zombies have gone away and chased Tallahassee, so there's only like one straggler hanging on there that gets killed.
Chopped in half.
He gets them down. I don't even know what they say to each other. They just make out, is what I remember. And the little sister's standing there like, fucking gross.
Yeah, get out of here. Grow up. Tallahassee single-handedly killed every single zombie in this park with his 4 clips that he had.
Honestly, my favorite character.
He kisses the gun, and I was like, wouldn't the gun be hot? Because
it would, especially since he's fired like a million times.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I remembered what she said. It's kind of important. She says her name is Krista.
Oh, does she? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. She gives him her name. But that's the only name we get.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, and he brushes her hair, which is what he was over. See, that's how like not important it is. I don't know.
Because they kiss. Who cares?
Yeah, I was also thinking like romance during the zombie apocalypse would probably be disgusting because no one's probably showered or brushed their teeth in a long time.
Maybe they have because they were at the mansion.
They should have stayed at the mansion. They had it made.
Right. I don't get her thing of like, I don't want to be with you. It's all about me and my sister surviving. So we're leaving and going to throw ourselves at the zombies.
Yeah, you ran away from your feelings so hard you ran to zombies as the only other option.
What she was trying to say, it was a cry for help. She was like, please, I don't want to be with this man. I was drunk.
I made a mistake.
I'm trying to go.
Trying to get away from y'all.
Yeah.
It's possible. Didn't work out for her that way, though.
No, because now she's with him.
Yes. They go looking for Tallahassee, and they're like, where the hell is he? And he's like, I have an idea, because one of the amusement park shops says Twinkies on there. They find him tearing apart the shop because there's only snowballs again. They hear like this weird sound. Columbus just kind of shoots at it instinctually. They open the door and they see it was just a mouse, a rat that was like crawling out. But the real tragedy was that he had shot the box of Twinkies, and he's looking at him like he wants to kill him. And he's like, well, you could pick the shrapnel out
and just eat around
it. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's totally safe. At this point,
you hear the car taking off.
Columbus and Tallahassee are like, yo, what the hell, seriously, again? And they run out there, and the girls stop, and Little Rock actually throws a Twinkie at Tallahassee. He finally gets his Twinkie. It's all we needed to be resolved in this story at this point. And he said at that moment, he realized that this group of people was like what he was looking for, like the closest thing to a family, which again, way to have like a really shitty relationship with your family, but hey, it happens. Some people's families are terrible. He says this is what he's looking for. He doesn't know what's going to happen to them, but they're going to drive off. And he gives one last piece of advice, which is like to wear sunscreen because it's never hurt anybody. That's pretty much it.
Cool. Yeah, Zombieland.
I do like this movie. I think it's a fun watch. If you want to compare it, because I feel like you got to compare it to Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is way funnier to me.
I like the rules thing. I don't like the underlying creepy dude wants to get with this girl
storyline. Yeah. Not a huge fan of it either. I wonder how this sequel that came about 10 years later.
It looks like there's new zombies too.
Evolved zombies or something. Yeah, I wonder how that one is. I did want to watch it, but who knows? Do you think we'll do an episode on it? Like I said, we're zombied out.
At some point in the future. This one is the one that probably plays into the I know what a zombie is and I know how to survive it because I'm a gamer thing.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do is like, oh, well, I know how to handle zombies because I've seen the movies,
Obviously.
I've played the games, I've watched the shows.
Yeah, I think that's also why it makes it kind of weird that he's like the nice guy trope, the gamer dude. Okay.
It goes into too many stereotypes.
It does.
Because he's a loner, because he's a gamer, because he's a loser.
He falls in love with everyone he sees.
They make jokes about him never having had sex.
Or even kissed a girl because they're saying that was his first kiss. I do just really enjoy Woody Harrelson's performance in this. I think it's probably my favorite. I really like Emma Stone. And she plays a cool character. Wichita is kind of badass, but like...
I remember her being more badass.
Me too. After watching this, I'm like, they do kind of make her more secondary character.
They make her dumber at the end.
Yeah. Like we said, it seemed out of character for her to like do this and put them at risk all because she was running away from her feelings.
Right.
I don't know.
To help her sister survive, but then...
But literally just almost kill her.
Put them on a hook like bait for fish.
Seriously. So what would you rate it?
I'd give it a 8.5.
I'd give it an 8 because it's just funny. It's not scary at all.
Still got my worst fear, which is running zombies.
Running zombies, yeah. Cardio.
Well, that'd be good. I'm gonna run a marathon just so I can run from zombies.
That's what's gonna motivate you through the whole marathon.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Oh, you know what? There was a... I don't know if this still exists. I should look it up.
There's a zombie run, isn't there?
There was a zombie run... Wait, what are you talking about?
Like where people dress up as zombies and chase you?
There's that too, yeah. Oh, we should look at that too.
I do not want to do that. No.
That's so fun.
That seems triggering to me.
Back in college, so before Pokemon Go was a thing, and all this like geolocation gaming was a thing, there was an app that was like a zombie game where you had your location on your phone. It was almost like tag. There were people who were human and there were people who were zombies, and you had to keep an eye on your location on your phone. Otherwise, you would get killed in the game. And I remember I would play it on campus at school, and I would just suddenly like run because it was like there's a zombie 5 feet away. You're like, oh fuck! And you just gotta sprint out of nowhere.
So you're just looking like a crazy person on campus, just running out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then there were home bases. So like if you were in class, it was like you had to target it as a safe zone so that you weren't attackable. Because otherwise you just fucking sprint in the middle.
Sprint out of class.
I should see if that's still a thing because that was pretty cool.
Do you remember what it was called or no?
No, I don't. I don't remember.
Okay, maybe look it up and put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
In case anyone wants to try and play it again.
You want to play it together?
No, I don't leave the house.
We can leave just to run from zombies.
Sounds like more of a reason not to leave the house.
Cardio, rule number 1. Gotta solve it right now.
Nah.
Okay.
We
Well,
work out already.
not running though.
No.
Pure cardio. Actually, that's what we did. But what scared Loki?
He did not like that when the rules came up, they would make that like beeping sound.
He also didn't like Tallahassee's blowhorn.
Oh, I didn't
Did you
notice
catch that?
him.
He was doing the head tilt thing that
Like,
Loki
what the hell
does.
is it?
Yeah, he was using it to get not only the zombies' attention, but also
Loki's.
Loki's. Yeah.
You want to tell us about it, Loki? Sounds good. We'll try not to have blowhorns in the house.
Oh, I was gonna say maybe if I get a blowhorn, he'll actually pay attention to what's outside.
Oh, no, I just promised him we wouldn't. We got him a Squishmallow, though.
We did. Somebody said that there's Nightmare Before
Nightmare,
Christmas themed
yeah.
ones. Yeah.
Spooky ones, so we should probably go find some.
If you haven't seen it already, he's on Twitter with his what the hell face looking at it because it's so big.
It is.
He kind of stays away from it because he's like, what the hell's it doing in my bed?
Yeah, we're trying to train him to use it as a pillow, and he's suspicious of it.
He's doing better than I thought. He usually rips toys up immediately. And
He's a
left
pit.
this one alone. Yeah.
So, destructions and chaos is his. He's also Loki, for sure.
Right.
That's his bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we rated it. We talked about it. We feel good about it.
No.
No, we don't
Yeah,
feel
we
good
do.
about
We
it.
do.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that closes out Zombie Month for us.
Fucking finally. Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
finally.
I'm tired out. I mean, I love zombie movies, but I don't know that I liked covering all these movies at the same time.
So, we might not do this again.
We could. Maybe next year.
Yeah, I think when you watch things so like back to back to back, like next month we're doing all slashers, so we're probably also going to just talk about all the tropes in slashers.
But they're at least not all the same type of enemy. Like Ghostface isn't the same as Michael, is the same as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this case, they're like literally all the same type of villain. This is little variations.
Slow or fast.
Yeah.
Vomity.
Throw up or not. Can use doors, maybe not.
Ooh, that is the question.
The moment they start driving, that's when we're
That's
fucked.
when you're. I think you're pretty fucked when they pile on top of each other and stuff.
Yeah. I mentioned this a couple episodes. I'm pretty sure Land of the Dead, they can use guns.
Oh fuck! Why? Why do they need to?
And actually, if you think about it, in Dawn of the Dead, that one zombie that looks down the barrel of the gun forever, what if that's like the origin of the
He trained
zombie?
them.
Yeah. I'm
Awful.
serious. We should watch Land of the Dead so you can see what I'm talking about.
We just said no more zombie movies.
If we could do this offline. Otherwise, you're never going to see it
I know.
until next year.
But by the time we get to zombies again, yeah. So is that pretty much it for us here?
Yeah. Ooh, I'm dead.
Undead.
I'm undead.
Arr.
I'm undead to be done with this month. Yes, we're done.
We're done. Now we're done. I said we're done.
Okay.
As
I'm
always-
back.
Oh my god.
Okay, we're done.
Can I just please get through this outro?
That's what the zombies are like. It's just you think it's over and it's not.
I really
Double
have
tap.
to pee.
Double tap.
I'm not saying anything until I'm sure you're done.
Okay.
Okay, you're gonna do it again. I know you.
You gotta double tap, babe.
I will pee my pants. Can I just say this outro?
Yes, let's go.
Okay, as always, I hope you guys had a good time here with us. You can follow us pretty much anywhere at Shaken Not Scared Pod, except Twitter. Twitter is Shaken Scared Pod. You could send us an email at shakennotScaredPod@gmail.com.
You can support the show on Patreon. We'll name our next drink after you with mentions on our website where the drink page will live forever. You could listen to us on all your favorite podcasting sites, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, a bunch of others. Give us a listen. Give us a follow. Throw Loki a treat. Again, there are pumpkin ones. He wants them. Send them to him.
He actually does like them a lot.
He literally waters at them all.
He drool. I've never seen him drool for a treat, but like this pumpkin treat, he like it's gross.
Yeah.
Be sure to like, rate, review us, all that good stuff. And okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.